Learn how to build modern, high-performance APIs using Python and FastAPI. FastAPI is a modern Python web framework that makes building APIs incredibly fast and easy. Let's start by understanding what FastAPI is and why it's so popular. FastAPI is a modern, fast web framework specifically designed for building APIs with Python 3.6 and above. It's built on top of Starlet for the web parts and Pydantic for the data validation. One of its killer features is automatic interactive API documentation using Swagger UI. FastAPI offers fast performance, type hint support, automatic documentation, and is easy to learn. Let's look at how to create a basic FastAPI application. First, we import FastAPI from the FastAPI module. Then we create an instance of the FastAPI class called app. We use decorators like @app.get to define routes. This creates a get endpoint at the route path. Here's a complete example showing a route decorator, a function definition, and the JSON response it returns. FastAPI makes it easy to handle path parameters in your URLs. You can define dynamic URL segments using curly braces in the path string. For example, /items/item_id in curly braces creates a dynamic parameter. The function parameter automatically extracts the value from the URL, and type hints provide automatic validation. FastAPI uses Pydantic models to validate and parse request bodies. First, we import base model from Pydantic to create data models. We define a Pydantic model with typed attributes. FastAPI will automatically validate incoming JSON against this schema. We use the post decorator for post requests that accept a request body. The function parameter uses the Pydantic model as a type hint for automatic parsing and validation. Query parameters are the optional parameters that appear after the question mark in URLs. For example, skip equals 0 and limit equals 10 are query parameters. Function parameters with default values automatically become optional query parameters. FastAPI has excellent support for asynchronous programming with async and await. You can define async route handlers using async def instead of regular def. This allows for better performance when handling I/O operations like database queries or API calls. Async support provides better performance for iodine monoxide-bound operations by not blocking the event loop. One of FastAPI's best features is automatic, interactive API documentation. FastAPI automatically generates two documentation interfaces, Swagger UI @/docs and redoc @/redoc. The best part? You don't need to write any extra code. The documentation is generated automatically from your route definitions. FastAPI has a powerful dependency injection system for sharing logic and resources. You can define dependency functions that FastAPI will automatically call and inject into your route handlers using the depends function. This is incredibly useful for managing database connections, authentication, configuration, and other shared resources. You can define response models to control what data is returned from your endpoints. Response models ensure only specified fields are returned, automatically filtering out sensitive data like passwords. Let's recap what makes FastAPI so powerful for building modern APIs. FastAPI combines speed, modern Python features, and ease of use in one powerful package. Pydantic integration provides automatic data validation and serialization. You get beautiful, interactive API documentation automatically with no extra work. Built-in async support allows you to build high-performance applications that handle many concurrent requests efficiently. FastAPI is the perfect tool for building modern web APIs with Python, combining performance, developer experience, and production-ready features.